Today we're going to take a look at the order of quantifier and why the order of quantifier matters. So before I start this video, I assume that you already know what each quantifier means and you know the basic builder set notations and stuff. So let's get started. So the first example, so like what I did in my last video, what you want to do is that you want to translate the mathematical sentence into an English sentence. So what is the first one translate into? So the first sign says for every, and this means x is an element of real number. So we say that for every real number x, and this is a symbol that stands for there exists a, and this is a real number y. So there exists a real number y, and this is the simplified version of such that x is smaller than y. So you look at this statement, and is it true? Well, it's true, right? Because what this statement is really saying that you can pick any random real number x. You could always find a bigger number y, right? So that's like logical. If you, let's say the real number 2, you pick real number 2 as your x. You can always find maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. You could always find a bigger real number than your x, right? So that makes sense. So therefore, this statement is true. And let's look at the second statement. So before we actually gonna do anything, look at these. Look at these two examples. They're exactly the same. All the quantifiers are the same. All the statements are the same, but their order are switched. The first one starts with for every, and the second one starts with there exists a. So let's see how that impacts our actual sentence. So like what we did before, you want to first write it in the form of an English sentence. So what will this be equal to? Well, this is saying that there exists a real number y, and this is for every real number x, and for every real number x such that x is smaller than y. X is smaller than y, same as the last one, but read the sentence again carefully, and you will easily find out that this sentence is false. So what is this sentence saying? This sentence is saying that you could find a real number. That's what it means, right? There exists a real number y. So you can find a real number y that is bigger than any real number x, which is not possible. You can't find a real number that is big and that is like bigger than every other real number. So therefore, the statement must be false. So just looking at these examples, how there's similarity between them, and just by switching order, they could mean completely different things and can make the statement false. So you gotta be careful and remember that the order of the quantifier actually do matters, and you do need to carefully check before you make the final conclusion when looking at these. And that's what a lot of new students make, so that they look at these and they're the same, right? Like the quantifier are the same, all of them are the same, the statement is the same, they're saying the same thing, but in fact they can mean opposite thing. So you gotta be careful when you checking the order of it. So that's the importance of the order of quantifier.